So this is an unfortunate timing as we have missed the pistol round. I'm very sorry for that. This is going to be not in time. Doesn't matter too much. We have only missed, as I said, the pistol. Let's train. We're seeing welcome to the South American Minor Qualifier. And this South American Minor Qualifier is already featuring one of the best teams you could see in that region. This is gonna be INTZ, the squad of KNG, trying to fight for not necessarily survival, but more likely passing through to go to the America's Minor. One of the most important places to be right at this time. So we're going to see how that one will go. In the meantime, of course, everybody going to be slaughtered. Evidence doesn't really stand a chance. It is, though, and that has to be said, the pick by INTZ. So if Evidence fails here overall, I think it's something that is somewhat acceptable. The 2-0 on the side. No big surprise at the moment. And INTZ being one of the invited teams to this tournament. Well, actually, Evidence who got through the first qualifier. So respect to them for making it. For all those individuals who seem to be sometimes stressing. It sometimes is not that easy. Because you would actually realize that there are a lot of problems with this open qualifier. So it's best of 1 matches. And those best of 3s in the end where online things can be different than offline. In the meantime, just pretty much a shutdown. Shouldn't be too much evidence is given to us right now, though. Yell is looking somewhat bad when we take a look at the HP. Just talking about that. It's one of his teammates falling, and Dumao doesn't even stop, taking down 2. This A side remains defended at the moment. And Evidence most likely stands a very good chance. 1 body shot, and that is it. Let's play a game. Drink every time the capsule says fruition. I never said that. This word is not even in my vocabulary. I have a set vocabulary because this being my second language sometimes makes it more problematic. You can make it with another word. I promise you're gonna find another word in my vocabulary which I say so often that you can make a drinking game out of it. Not fruition. As though this play might come to fruition with KNG. Well, his squad pretty much already down to 4 players. The defense of Evidence is looking quite solid. Skull goes up, takes down 2, no real problem. Immediately the CT side strikes back. And so we're already seeing the eco quite early on, to say it like that. In the meantime, we can talk a little bit about this qualifier itself, because what this is basically 2 spots for the American Minor. And it's going to be a long qualifier from all the teams we have in here. And I think we don't really need to talk about INTZ being one of the favorites. Meanwhile, as this seemed to be an innocent eco, KNG and Co turn things around massively. Especially as Xand is on his way to the back. No chance for Dumao. And so INTZ are actually grabbing their 3rd, which is fairly surprising. What I wanted to say, actually, is that I'm honestly a bit surprised how much we are seeing here happening from evidence. I mean, it could be just a beginning part, especially as this is the city side that they have an advantage in that sense. Either way, it's the 5th best team in Brazil right now. Number 45 in the world. But recently couldn't really set themselves up, for example, for IM Chicago, the close qualifier for that, as they in the end lost to Luminosity. An unfortunate loss in that sense, that this national duel always being something special, but couldn't win that. With KNG once more leading the pack. So the MP9 jumps into main, gets at least one frag. When we take a look at the setup right here, all very split from ins, with Xana trying to take the Ivy control. Gon is going to pass through. In the meantime, Cello's going to have a visitor coming up the ladder. Didn't expect it to happen after all. Goldemau and Gon, all just waiting for it. He's trapped. Once he moves out right this second, it's going to be a player less for the inside. In the meantime, though, they still remain with a man advantage. Out of Pop Dog, Gon is going to miss his opportunity, and that by just milliseconds. And INTZ, he's still the man of the A side. Pardon. Gon, still the man of the A side, talking about that. Yell down, 3 more to go. And everybody, as mentioned, wounded. But Xant is doing it all for the team right now, opening up the sights. 20 more seconds. The Molo is perfect in his positioning. And there comes the plants. And that's going to work 100%. Now the pressure on Evidence. Dumau making a lot of noise. Xan is going to move around. He's going to take him down. Last player connector is therefore known. You can't allow yourself mistakes. Talking about that. Skull nearly finding the only player with high HP. In the meantime, KNG backstabs and takes him down. No big surprise. Just rushing on the sights. No real chance for anyone at Evidence, obviously. In the meantime, everybody's just coming around. I mean, the only thing I really like about this is going to be very honestly Gone with the taser. And as Jiggle peeks around, no one's going to really find somebody. Yet again, this being Train, this being the INTZ pick. And so now the weapons are back on the Evidence side. Proper arc for the long-range duels. That's going to work to drop the bomb. And brutally rushing out A, taking the crowbar to open the metal vaults doesn't always work, as I talk about it. Especially Xan is not going to enjoy that. He didn't upgrade for the sake of rather sticking to the weapon he still has in hand. Understandable. And so KNG got a bit of attention, with now this being a 2v2, though Xan yet again looking not so great HP wise, needs to retrieve the bomb, but both players are waiting around the site. Oh, can he run away? He makes the pass! Okay then. KNG doesn't step a little bit. In the meantime, he's ruling this out again. Yet again, he makes that work for his team. Bomb down, that's already more than expected. And now, one player to turn it around would be Skull. Funny was not shooting there because probably thought he was not spotted. Not so sure what the idea was. Nevertheless, KNG already on the 2. The Skull really dedicated to this. KNG doesn't peek. KNG takes his time. Patience is there, and he finds the frag. Nevertheless, it's super odd that the AUG even works that way so well with the crosshair, but the fuse is there and it's gonna work. It's not too much time left, but either way. Functioning. Would have been maybe nice to jiggle peek around to see if there's actually the fuse happening, but his decision. And there's a problem with loss being called. A little unfortunate INTZ, but saying that, out of the previous round where they didn't have anything, they still made it work, which was shocking and at the same time amazing. This manner, the aggression doesn't stop. INTZ is always directly in your face. Seconds. The defense falling apart, and this is sad for Evidence. They were trying, really they were, but no chance. That mortar fire, absolutely disgusting for KNG. At least in the meantime, he's taking one down. Feet spotted. Ah, it ends. For the moment, it looks like it's by the book. And this seems like it goes so far in the right direction. Rod at least with one, but the MP9 can't reign supreme against them all. Would have been too nice to have. I mean, the man won't stand a chance. Exit frags are his own real opportunity. And I love that SG. I hope any other player is going to pick that up in a second. I want to tell you a story about that. If anyone who actually owns... No? No? Okay, then. No? No. Okay. Unfortunate. Oh, wait. Is it that? Because it's one of the most beautiful skins for a simple reason. But I think it's a standard SG. Most likely it's a standard SG, and I'm just getting bamboozled. Either way, no real problem for INTZ to now grab the half already. We see evidence hardly has anything in their hands. Yeah, and this is the standard SG. It's a shame. It's a shame. Either way, as I use this moment for a perfect question, I am not from the North American region, which makes it a little bit more complicated to see through this qualifier. Of course, the invited teams are the favored ones, but who do you personally... Because I think we saw a few rare Brazilians in the chat. Who actually is the favorite for them in this minor qualifier? That would be very interesting to know. In the meantime, Dumao is praying for his life. Very enjoyable that he considered using a taser because he probably won't get too many frags anyway. And there he goes. Sad story for him. Zeus not in use. As the first time out has now faded. Let's figure out what it's all going to be about. Double upset, of course, could be very dangerous. Cello instantly moving out. Oh, and he dodges the shot. This is unbelievable. He's actually going to advance. One shot whiffed by Gone. And all might be gone as Dumao hears those steps and he's stuck on the ladder. I didn't really believe that would be the case, but either way, evidence. They've already lost the sight and they're in major danger right now. As the SG is doing its job just quite well, Cello comes in from behind and every one of those counter-terrorists might be about to die. As I say, it's gonna be the case. Absolutely well done by them. And with a 9-3 being the case, your opponent hardly having anything in their bank account, should be all story told. In the meantime, oh no, God, with 2 towards Ivy. 3 weapons for one of his mates. This can't be happening. No, INTZ is losing players left, right, and center for no real reason. And they're gonna abuse that. It's Yell to be alone, and it's Yell to now play them all out. Absolutely disgusting. It looked like double digits would be on board, but evidence with what a play by the book. And so Destiny and Co. Damage control needs to be on board for them. There's finally the frag. Skull down. What frags happening left, right, and center. It's not going to be too much. Dumao might just turn this one around. It would be a bit of a surprise, very honestly. Dumao, we've taken down Destiny. It's still somewhat realistic. He got a kit. The chances are somewhat there with KNG peeking that way. The bomb is not so favorably planted, and Dumao still tries. He doesn't have the right read. And he does not get what to really do with that situation. As all the director doesn't want to show us the knife kill, it still came in and ends. He could have just shot him, pretty much. He didn't want to. And that means 10-4. On the T side, a surprise in CTs where usually teams are stronger when we talk about train. No wonder INTZ is 60-40 balanced in that sense. Frags like this, KNG once more proves what he's worth. Oh no, and his own teammate shot in the back. 65 HP left. And the SG, there it is. Let's see if he has the right 6-hour this time. Yes. This skin you see right there, Xant, come on, take it. Thank you very much. This SG skin is based on the Martini livery of multiple race cars back in the day. Beautiful. As they try to take the side over on A. Chill. Neko just didn't even see him pass. I'm not quite sure about it either way. Rotating back. Well, Neko realizes he's going to call his teammates up to support over on B. Means KNG needs to do the majority of the work right now. He has somewhat of an idea about a connector player. Pops down. Oh, no! And his spray pattern fully messed up. 10 seconds for that plant. It's not going to come down, does it? Yell! He's still getting such an amazing frag, and this now sets it all new standards for INTZ, as he's proven what he is made of. The AWP in his hands to now take down another, and Neko comes around the corner in time. But is he going to see him as well? This would be the clutch that the Brazilians need. But not this time around. Close, but not close enough. And now the city set of INTZ. They should bring Supreme. Do they do? Not really. KNG and his teammate all falling down left, right, and center. Absolutely well done by Evidence, really. At least a CT strike on the other side. In the meantime, Evidence setting himself up for the A site. The hope. I mean, the CZs, we know what they're able to do. So trying very hard, and that works. KNG once more proves his sniper skill, no real doubt about it. Sands, did he hear anybody is the question. I mean, now he has a bit of information, and now you would expect players to push out ramp. Oh, he just passed the player up above him. The bomb is down. AK grabbed. That works. Unbelievable how this one has turned around so massively. But either way, Yell, he's the only one to deny it. He's not going to have it in time. Is he going to spot him in the end? High ground, so well used. So, Qualifier, oof, the Deagle again striking so well. The pistols, is it the back and forth we're right now experiencing? It would be a bit of a surprise that their INTZ is here to fight properly. Shots like this, absolutely disgusting. The realization here, too good. There yet again, Evidence struggle. It looked so promising with a few rounds. Oh, snap. Hold on. Things are starting to collapse. And suddenly, no utility or hardly anything left. Now only one T. INTZ are back to show their supremacy. So, as we see, hardly anything left for Evidence. I think we might be coming close to a chapter closing for this map. The Eagle's coming close. Oh, does Root have an idea? Now he does, but he doesn't spray him down. Should be Xant actually dying. No idea how he actually gets home. Xant taps away one. I got my doubts this is gonna work. I mean, I think they're justified, those doubts. Either way, never say never. So, one more remaining. Skull taken down. INTZ with the 14th. About to take this one home, probably. There is the first mistake coming in from INTZ. Yell eliminated. Ivy under good control for Evidence. Surely this doesn't have to mean anything yet. And this means INTZ gonna play it only down with 3. Bomb going down. Oh, Cello, so brilliant. Can he move around, take the second? Yes, he does. Oh, and he doesn't stop. He's just a man right now on the server, and he wants to keep INTZ in this game. One towards Ivy, and Destiny should be able to take him down any second soon. That doesn't work, but they have the idea and the identification. One needs to just go for the defuse. And if there's nothing too crazy happening, it works.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Again, I have to point this out. This is the favorable site for INTZ. This is their map pick. You don't need to be too worried as evidence at the moment. Next up, we would see Inferno, a map the team of KNG doesn't like at all. And by that, I mean really they don't like it at all. Cello takes on the first. Immediately find the frag, and I think this could be all in. I think this could be all over. Quickly telling us what the odds are telling. Yeah, pretty good even. We consider INTZ to be just about to winning it. Rude as well as Dumao. They gotta win nothing else than a 2v3. And INTZ once again proves what they are made of. And they are made out of solid Brazilian steel, if that is even something worth saying or something correct saying. Bump dropped. Destiny, a very happy man with C4 directly in front of him. So wait to this out. The mouse coming closer. Smoke's gonna fade, but very realistically spotted, tagged. Molly the way. I mean, poor guy. Poor guy, but that's how dominance looks like. Peak performance of INTZ over here on Train. This was map number 1. We'll head into a little break, and we're just